Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your post-match reaction. Napoli 2, Chelsea 3. Look, ultimately a really, really good comeback. We're going to talk about the effery. We're going to talk about the foolishness that Liam Rossignol got up to. I want to park that for a second, but don't for a second think that I'm not going to touch base on that, because that was foolishness from Liam Rossignol. We have to talk about that nonsense system. But first, we'll start things off with the comeback. Great resilience shown. Big up to JOAO Pedro. Big up to JOAO Pedro. And I also want to say, Chalobah coming in, supporting Wesley Fofana, that change, everyone wanted it. Everyone could see that was faulty, what was going on. Chalobah needed to come in. Either one of Reece James or Malo Gusto needed to be off. We said it. We were all talking about it in the live watch-along. If you watched the live watch-along, you know what I'm talking about. At halftime, when we saw the foolishness, we said, hey, Chalobah needs to come on because it's too exposed in the back, and give that support to Wesley Fofana. As soon as that happened, and I'm not saying that is what directly led to JOAO Pedro scoring those two really, really good goals, because those were individual brilliance from him personally. I don't think the tactical change really helped him get those goals. But what the tactical change did was it brought a lot more balance. It ensured that Napoli weren't just screwing us left, right, and center. Napoli was having fun. But coming back to JOAO Pedro, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I like JOAO Pedro. This is why I've always liked JOAO Pedro. This is why when Chelsea Football Club got JOAO Pedro in the Club World Cup, I said this is actually a very, very good signing. I've watched JOAO Pedro from Watford days, from Brighton days, and I said this guy can go to a new level. And I know all throughout this season, he's had patches where it's not worked out. It's patches where it's worked out. Now, I think he's entering another patch where it's starting to click. He's scoring goals. He's assisting. He's linking. Everything about JOAO Pedro in this game was brilliant. The way we was holding up the ball, allowing for others to come into the game. His second goal, what a banger. What an absolute rocket with the left foot. These are the type of goals I want to see from JOAO Pedro. Yes, I love the finishes inside the box, but I want to start seeing finishes outside the box as well. What a brilliantly taken left foot finish. No chance for the goalkeeper. JOAO Pedro, for me, man of the match. And even for the second goal, lovely pass from Cole Palmer. We're going to talk about the individual performances down the track. Lovely pass from Cole Palmer, slipping JOAO Pedro through, and JOAO Pedro, lovely cross-field finish. Brilliant. Kudos to JOAO Pedro. For me, man of the match performance. Also close to a, I'd even say 9 out of 10 performance, because he did everything perfectly. Yes, we didn't look like we were intensely pressing, but that might have been the instruction. Because JOAO Pedro, I know he can push a little bit more. But the quality of JOAO Pedro, we cannot underestimate this. I see a lot of people talking down on JOAO Pedro. Oh, this guy's not, the levels that can win the Premier League. I think he is. I think he definitely is a level that can help us win the Premier League. He's not one of the problems. He's one of the solutions. JOAO Pedro, kudos to you. Big up to you. Now that we've talked about the positive, we have to talk about Liam Rossignol. Liam Rossignol, when that lineup came out, all of us were a little bit dubious. We were a little bit like, do you know what? Fair enough, you want to try something different, but this was a crunch game. I don't know if you want to try something different on a crunch game where Napoli needed to win to stay in the Champions League and make it to the playoffs, and we needed to win to ensure that we get, direct qualification to the second round. We finished 6th. Brilliant. But that lineup, we were a bit dubious. We were at the same time saying, you know what? Okay, kudos to you. You want to try something different, but hopefully it doesn't backfire. And it did backfire. I'll tell you what, one of the biggest reasons why it backfired is because Reece James, he's meant to be playing in a back three along with Cucurella, Wesley Fofana, and Reece James needs to be closer to Wesley Fofana. But what Reece James kept on doing was kept on going wide. And I'm not putting the blame on Reece James here. Don't get me wrong here. The system was the issue. Reece James in the RCB kept on going wide, which then left Wesley Fofana exposed. I know you're going to blame Wesley Fofana for the goals that we conceded, and rightly so. The first one, Napoli's first goal, the equalizer goal, that was poor defending from Caicedo, poor defending from Wesley Fofana. Got to do a lot better. But that system, it was so wild. It was so wild, it made everyone exposed. Wesley Fofana was all on his own. Caicedo was in no man's land. Andre Santos sometimes became a CB because Cucurella liked to be out wide. There was too much space in behind Cucurella, because sometimes when he's tucking in the back three, our wingbacks, Pedro Neto or Estevao Willian, weren't covering those ground, and then they would find those spaces in behind. It was a madness. The system from Liam Rossignol for 60 minutes, I can't believe. And even the second goal, Wesley Fofana, a lot of people will blame Wesley Fofana for Napoli's second goal as well, not closing down Rasmus Højlund. But had there been Chalobah, Wesley Fofana would have shifted a little bit more to the right and would have been a lot more closer to Rasmus Højlund. Because he's on his own, he don't know where to be now. That system from Liam Rossignol, I don't want to see that. You could have tried that against Paphos. I know you want to try and mimic Antonio Conte's three at the back. You want to play wing back, but we don't have the facilities to do wing back and try and mimic them. They're superior at that. And as soon as Chalobah came on, did we start seeing Napoli balling behind? No. Balance restored. Chelsea started to play football again. And JOAO Pedro, with his individual brilliance, put us over the line. But not for a second, ladies and gentlemen, take that aside. Liam Rossignol, that was a stinker and a half. And I get it. You're a rookie manager. You're going to make these mistakes. But at this level, high-stakes football, that could have cost us. And at halftime, you should have changed. The fact you waited till 60 minutes to change that's madness. In those 60 minutes, Napoli could have scored more, and they should have scored more. Straight after the second half, they looked really good, Napoli. As soon as Chalobah came on, the balance restored. All of a sudden, we're playing better. It needed to be like that. And then the whole Gitten substitution on, Gitten substitution off, I don't know what the hell happened there. I know later on we wanted to, shut up shop, but imagine how Gittins feels. By the way, Gittins comes on and he had a stinker as well. He didn't do jack all. In terms of performance, I have to say, it's really just JOAO Pedro and Robert Sanchez. Kudos to Robert Sanchez. How can I forget Robert Sanchez? Two plays. Robert Sanchez, big save in the first half. Huge save from Romelu Lukaku. I'm so happy he's blocked that. He saved that shot from Romelu Lukaku. So happy Lukaku and Conte didn't get to, dunk on our head top. Absolutely so happy about that. Good comeback. But I hope, Liam Rossignol, you've learned from that. Besides Sanchez and JOAO Pedro, honestly, I can't think of anyone else that had a superior game. There were stinkers everywhere. Malo Gusto wasn't good. Many players weren't good. Andre Santos wasn't good. But then again, all of these players, they weren't good, not because they're incapable. The system has, sort of forced them to be not to be good. From the get-go, I was confident that we can get this win. Napoli are struggling. Man for man, we're a better team. There's no two ways about that. But if we are going to F around and we're going to fool around the way we did, we're going to get in trouble. I'm annoyed that we allowed Rasmus Højlund a goal. I'm annoyed. He should not have scored any. Besides that goal, he did nothing else. Napoli crashes out of the Champions League. We're sixth. We're comfortable. We move on to the next round. We don't have to do no playoff business, which is fantastic. Got a lot of other teams need to do playoffs, which is going to be, Real Madrid need to do playoff. PSG need to do playoff. It's good that we don't need to do playoff because we don't need those extra games. So, look, big up to JOAO Pedro. Big up to Robert Sanchez. Glad that we finally made that change of Chalobah. And I don't want to big up Liam Rossignol because you had a stinker, my man. You absolutely had a stinker. And I hope you learned from that. On other topics, Cole Palmer, I think he looks sick, man. He doesn't look right yet. I know it was a good pass, but he just does not look right to me. He looks like that injury is still affecting him. Garnacho came on, didn't do much. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, they were all right, but I think the system has really hampered them a lot. So for me, look, overall, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just glad we won. Very, very happy that we won. We needed to win. I expected a win. We got the win and move on to the next round. And we'll see what happens after that. Now we focus on the Premier League. Big game coming up in the Premier League. West Ham, we need to keep picking up wins. We're good, favorable fixtures coming up. And we need to keep on winning and keep picking up these 3 points. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Make sure you guys hype as well. Until next time, everyone, take care and enjoy the rest of the day. Fantastic win. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.